What's up, you guys? Jay, what's up, my guy? I'm actually here for the countdown. Oh, man. What's up, folks? What's up? What's up? Guess what? We are one day closer to the weekend. Just one day closer. It's not the weekend yet, but we're one day closer. And one day away from hump day. That's, in case you guys don't know what hump day is, it's the middle of the week, you guys, okay? One day away from Wednesday, the middle of the week. So hopefully the day went by a little bit faster than yesterday, you know what I'm saying? So because Mondays always seem to drag, they always seem to be slow. So hopefully everything is going well. Oh man. Hey, make sure you guys copy the link, share it out, paste it, post it all over the place. Twitter, if you guys have Twitter, if you guys have Getter. By the way, I do have Getter. You guys, it is at the BC Preacher. That is my Getter page, and also Rumble at the BC Preacher. So we got Getter, we got Rumble, we got Twitter, we have Instagram. Everything is at the BC Preacher. And while you're doing that, make sure you guys go over and check out the website on americanstreets.com if you'd like to donate /donate. So just had to clear that up, get that out there. First things first, you know. From my understanding, the convoy back east is getting ready to head back to the West Coast. I spoke to Oreo yesterday for a minute, and he said that's the plans. I think I mentioned that last night on the show. So as of right now, the plans is for them. I don't know if they left today or if they're leaving tomorrow, but I know they're coming back to the West Coast because of some bills they're trying to do down in California and all that. So that'll be interesting to see. And then I guess they're going to go back. They're going to go back to the East Coast after that. So, but this weekend coming up is the Reawakening event, and it's Clay Clark, the Reawakening tour. It's actually coming down to Salem. I don't have the flyer pulled up. Joshua Grant on Facebook says that they're leaving on Thursday morning. Leaving Thursday morning. So cool. That's when their convoy is leaving DC and they're headed back to the West Coast. They're going to Sacramento, and I'm sure they're probably going to go to the Capitol. Since it's not DC, they're probably going to go to the Capitol. But I'm sure as things unfold, you know, stuff will happen. They'll probably be in contact with the police and stuff like that, and the government as they travel west across the country. Will I be joining them in California? Yes, depending on you guys, right? So that's where you guys come into play at, okay? That's where you guys come in to help and help get me down there. I also do have, I think, a prior commitment on the 10th, so that's going to be, yeah. But, again, depending on you guys, if I get down there, Sacramento, definitely want to. So, yeah. Now you can see I lost my train of thought because I was like looking at some of the comments. But so let me do this. Let me just kind of like get into some things. So obviously you guys know what happened last night or on Sunday night at the was it Grammys or Oscars? See, I'm so out of it. I usually pay attention and know like when the Billboard Awards are, when the MTV Music Awards are. I don't even know if they do MTV Music Awards. It used to be in September. But American Music Awards, Grammys, Oscars, I used to be like knowing. So what was it? It was Oscars. Okay, Oscars. Thank you, Wanda. It was Oscars the other night. So you guys all remember the slap, you know, seen around the world, a little whatever. So I was wondering like if it was going to be water under the bridge or if anybody in Hollywood was going to speak up, any celebrities, any stars. Well, I don't know if you saw it, but Jim Carrey actually did speak up. And I'm going to play that clip for you guys right now so you can see what he had to say in regards to the incident that happened with the Rock guy. Yeah, Chris Rock. So let me play Carrie right quick so you guys can see that.
On the other side, please. What did you think as you watched it unfold, and then what happened after?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. I just thought, Jim, that it escalated to that. You know what I mean? That it escalated to that level.
It didn't escalate. It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. You know, a lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar. It's a gauntlet of devotion that you have to do. And it was just a selfish moment that cast a pall over the whole thing.
I thought that was interesting for Carrie to stand up like that and actually call out Hollywood and say that they're spineless. I mean, like him or not, that I thought that was cool, and especially for him to say that Will Smith needs to be held accountable for that. I completely agree. Now, personally, me, I do kind of believe I'm kind of in the middle with it being staged and fake or in real. I do think it was real myself because of the fact of how Chris Rock responded, and he responded in a way like more of like humiliation. That's how he responded. Which there's going to be a clip later that I show you guys that has some. There's a lot of things that go through my mind when I watch this clip, but this clip I want to show you guys later off this airplane situation, and it's a similar thing. In a way, in regards to how I think Chris Rock responded to Will Smith slapping him. And I think it was unexpected. I think it was just like he in the moment, I do agree with what Jim Carrey says, like there's stuff going on with Will that kind of caused him to do that. And people are saying, oh, yeah, they're friends and all this type of jazz. How do we really know that? Do we really know that they're friends just because they've been seen in pictures? That don't mean that you're best of friends. It don't mean you're best. It don't mean that. I don't even know what movies they've been on together. Now, Chris Rock and Jada have been on movies together, but I don't think Chris Rock and Will has been on movies together. So I don't know the time that they spent together since, people are saying, oh, they're good friends. I don't personally think so. They might be acquaintances. They obviously know each other. But I'm not going to sit there and say that they're probably best of friends, because if they're best of friends and things like that, guarantee that wouldn't have happened. That would have happened off camera, off somewhere else, if they were truly like friends. Because NWA and all them boys back in the days, they were friends and they had problems, right? But they weren't really doing it publicly out on camera or at stage shows. You guys remember? I don't know if you guys remember the beef of like the whole East Coast West Coast thing. That stuff was done publicly out on at award shows, like real fights, because there was actual beef, and they knew each other, but they weren't friends. So I don't really think that Chris Rock and Will Smith were like besties, by no means necessary. So, but it's beside the point. I mean, I do kind of think it was it was real, but it looked fake and it looked really sissy, like how Chris Rock. or how Will Smith did it. Yeah, Scott, West Side. That's back in the days, you guys. The whole East Coast, West Coast between Puff Daddy and Notorious Big and Snoop and all that jazz. Anyway, let's talk about Florida for a little bit. And I know I was talking about it earlier on the show with the guys, but let's talk about Florida because I did not know this was happening in Florida. I didn't know that this was happening in Florida. That Disney is actually coming out against DeSantis about this whole bill that done passed, about everything that, the whole gay bill and that you can't say it and things like that, which was never directed for adults and all that type of jazz. It's directed for adults to be teaching that in school, in grade school, not to be teaching that children at kindergarten age and all this type of jazz can be gay and all that. I'm trying to watch my language. I want to really say what it is, but I'm watching my language because of these platforms. But with all else said, Disney came out with some stuff against DeSantis. So I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but here's what Disney, and basically DeSantis is repeating what Disney is saying. So
for Disney to come out and put a statement and say that the bill should have never passed and that they are going to actively work to repeal it, I think, one, was fundamentally dishonest, but two, I think that crossed the line. This state is governed by the interests of the people of the state of Florida. It is not based on the demands of California corporate executives. They do not run this state. They do not control this state. For Disney to come out.
So he's saying that Disney or that Florida is controlled by we the people. Basically, it's the people of California that put this into place. Well, obviously the government did, but the government, DeSantis is admitting that I listened to the people. Well, Disney didn't like it, but like he said, Disney is a Californian-based company, which is true. Walt Disney World isn't Walt Disney World. They went there and found land. Walt did back in the days. You guys know the story, and created this, but originally from Disneyland. Okay, so or Anaheim, right? Knott's Berry Farm, all that jazz. So they're trying to insert their will, what they want, into Florida State. But again, it has nothing to do with gay people being gay and all that. It just has to do with them being gay and indoctrinating children in the school system. That's what it has to do with. Now, with that said, there is some sick things, like seriously grotesque things that Disney is actually saying in regards to this stuff. I mean, like they are going to bat. I mean, they're like seriously against. They're against Santis and what he's saying, what he's talking about, what they passed. They are seriously against it. And I'm going to try to get this up here. Oh, it's on this page. There's a few different people from Disney who are speaking out against what Santis did. And I mean, I think it's wrong, but who am I? To be honest with you guys, it makes me not want to like support anything Disney ever again. I watched this before I came on the show, and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever. And I like Disneyland. I seriously love Disneyland. I'm a big kid at heart. I love Disneyland. Like, is it truly the happiest place on earth? Pretty close. I love Disneyland, and this stuff is making me like not even want to ever spend another dime with Disney. And yeah, so this person here who I'm getting ready to show, this was an all hands meeting, okay, about the Florida parental rights bill, in which this person is executive producer Latoya, I don't know her last name, whatever, says her team has implemented a not at all secret gay agenda and is regularly adding queerness to children's programming. Disney, not at all secret gay agenda and is regularly adding queerness to children's programming. So I'm going to play this for you guys. Like, this stuff is like seriously like, it's, yeah. Check this out.
Like, I love Disney's content. I grew up watching, you know, all of the classics. They have been a huge, like, informative part of my life. But at the same time, like, I worked at small studios most of my career, and I'd heard, you know, you hear whispers. Like, I'd heard things like, oh, you know, they won't let you show this at a Disney show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a little, like, sus when I started. But then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard on my little pocket of, like, you know, Proud Family Disney TVA. The showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and like our leadership over there has been so welcoming to like my like not at all secret gay agenda. And so like I feel like I felt like it was, I mean, like maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess like something must have happened in the last like they are turning it around, they're going hard. And then all that like momentum that I felt, like that sense of I don't have to be afraid to like, let's have these two characters kiss, let's in the background this, like I was just wherever I could just basically adding queerness to like if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud family. But like I just was like,
do you guys see like oh my gosh, do you guys see how happy they are to talk about this stuff and to actually say, oh, there's some two people of the same sex kissing in the background? Like she's happy about this. Like she's excited to actually have this for children's programming. She's actually happy and excited to show this for Disney. Like whatever Disney was about, people like him, not like him, you know, the rumors, whatever. He still at the end of the day, it was about the family. It wasn't even about capitalism. It wasn't even really about profit. It was a place for families to come. And this is what these people are doing. They're turning what the natural use of what family should be, the nature of family. They're turning it into something completely different. And Oreo Express just called me. So if you're watching, dude, I'll call you in a little bit. I'll call you in a few and hopefully get you on if you're watching. But they seriously have, she's excited about this. That is sick. They are trying to hurt and damage the kids. They're intentionally wanting to. They are intentionally believing that this stuff is normal. That children are like seriously come out of the womb like this. Yes, they're sick freaks. They all are. All of them. Yeah.
No one would stop me and no one was trying to stop me.
That is like, that's just one. It gets better. Trust me, it gets better. Just wait for it. It gets better. Okay, so this next person, right? So the next person right here, I'm getting ready to show you. Let me read this to you. Disney corporate president Carrie Burke says, as the mother of one transgender child and one pansexual child, she supports having many LGBTQIS whatever characters in our stories, and wants a minimum of 50% of characters to be LGBTQIA and racial minorities. Disney, right? The president, Disney corporate president. Yeah, I don't know what pansexual is. The left, the Looney Tune left, they make up words as we progress and move along in our society. I don't know what pansexual is. I'm sure someone in the chats on one of the platforms probably does know what it is. I don't know. I've heard it, but I don't know what pansexual is. But look, I'll just show you guys, and then I'll adjust the video so you guys can actually see it for yourself. Right there, that's what the tweet is. Boom. You guys see it right for yourself. Oh, and trust me, the whole LGBTQIA, they've actually added some letters and numbers now to it. It's actually longer than that. It's not just that. So let me get this adjusted into the frame right. All right. So here this one is, right? Listen to this. Here we go.
I'm here as a mother of two queer children, actually, one transgender child and one pansexual child, and also as a leader. And that was the thing that really got me, because I have heard so much from so many of my colleagues over the course of the last couple of weeks, in open forums and through emails and phone conversations. And I feel a responsibility to speak, not just for myself, but for them, to all of us. We had an open forum last week at 20th where, again, the home of really incredible, groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, where one of our execs stood up and said, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what? That can't be true. And I realized, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads and narratives in which gay characters just get to be characters, and not have to be about.
Like they seriously want this. So Julie says pansexual is when you can be physically, sexually attracted to anyone regardless of gender. Then why don't they just call it bisexual? They don't care if they are with a boy or a girl. I mean, that's basically being bisexual. It's just, I guess they had to evolve the word from bisexual. Bisexual was too 80s. It was too 90s type of thing. So they probably had to evolve the word, because that's basically what it sounds like. Pansexual is when you can be physically or sexually attracted to anyone regardless of their gender. That's basically bisexual. I mean, that's what bisexual is. Well, I'm bi. I go both ways or whatever. This stuff is
gay stories. And so that's been very eye-opening for me. And I can tell you, it's something that I feel perhaps had this moment not happened, I as a leader and me as my colleagues would not have focused on. And going forward, I certainly will be more so. I know that we will be. And I hope this is a moment where.
Is she getting ready to cry? There we go.
The 50% of the tears, sorry, are coming. We just don't allow each other to go backwards.
Oh my gosh. I can't do it. They're complaining about cartoon. They're complaining about fiction characters that aren't real. They're superheroes and cartoons, but we need them to be pansexual. We need them to be homosexual. We need them to be transgender. We need all these things so it can relate to people. We need to be able to relate to people, you guys. Inclusive, accept all, love everybody, love you how you are. We need that in our world. We need that. Like, seriously. Okay, so that you guys didn't have enough. I understand. You guys want to see more. I get it. You guys, it's very. You guys want to see more. You guys don't get the point yet, right? Disney diversity and inclusion manager Vivian says the company has eliminated all mention of ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls in its theme parks in order to create the magical moment for children who do not identify with traditional gender roles. I didn't make this stuff up. You guys actually see it. You guys are actually seeing the words that this person is saying. They have eliminated ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, because that's offensive, you guys. It's offensive. Because they want to create a real magical moment for 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds who do not identify with a gender. So when they were born, There was no gender. They didn't know what they were when they were born. And maybe it was left up to the liberal mom or the liberal father, the soy boy father that, you know, oh, that this stuff is it's hard for me to talk about because it just they are seriously messing up children. They're not even just messing up children. They're messing up adults. They're messing up our society. They're messing up the world. This is not normal, folks. This stuff is not normal. And the sad thing about it is that we are not going back. And that last person, I think, just said it. We're not going back. And we aren't going back. We're not going back. Once this generation or my generation is probably the tail end of this, once my generation dies off, this is going to be our America future. This stuff is going to be the sick American future. You know, from about 40 years old on up, once that bracket dies, it's done. And it's sad to say that, but it truthfully is because of the indoctrination that they have done. How much is up in the government, how much is in the school system, and it's not going back. It is not going back. That's the sad piece of it. We're not going back to more like how the true gender roles. There's going to be more of a mass of people that are, you know, doing this because how they're pushing it. I mean, you have Hollywood pushing it. You have music stars pushing it. You have basketball, football, celebrities all pushing this stuff and saying, yes, it's fine. And people who don't say it's fine, what they end up doing is cowering out of it and just say, well, it's it's none of my business, so I'm just going to leave it alone. That's just as complacent and not say, and it's the same thing as endorsing it. The Bible says those who condemn it says those who condemn the just and justify the wicked, which this is wicked. Those who condemn the just, justify the wicked, both are a abomination. Both. So even though you don't say nothing, you're still justifying the wickedness by not saying anything. Like straight up, it's still you're justifying it by not saying anything about it. So let's listen to this one, and I promise I'll move on. I promise I won't play another Disney thing. And I seriously, yeah.
Last summer, we removed all of the gendered greetings in relationship to our life skills. So we no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that. So now they know it's hello everyone or hello friends. We are in the process of changing over those recorded messages. And so many of you are probably familiar when we brought the fireworks back to the Magic Kingdom. We no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We say dreamers of all ages. And so I love the fact that it's opened up the creativity, the opportunity for our.
She's not lying, because I think I went there like 2 years ago, and I remember that they said like all ages, people of all ages. They stayed away from the ladies, boys and girls thing. I remember that.
Our cast members to look at that. We have our cast members working with merchandise, working with food and beverage, working with all of our guest facing areas where perhaps, you know, we want to create that magical moment with our cast members, with our guests. And we don't want to just assume because someone might be in our interpretation, maybe presenting as female, that they may not want to be called princess. So let's think differently about how do we really engage with our guests in a meaningful and inclusive way that makes it magical and memorable for everyone. And
jeez Louise. For a girl that don't want to be called princess, that is basically what she said. We're staying away from princess because just in case this little girl over here don't want to be called princess. This nation, as much as like I love the nation and we have a free nation, and this is what I've said before. This is exactly why I have said this to you guys before. With freedoms also come curses. And our nation is getting ready to get the wrath I mean, the world is as well, but this nation, when we talk about these things that happen, it's just nature. No, that's the hand of God. When we have those natural disasters and these hurricanes and these tornadoes that are mile long and go through 4 states, that's just not nature. It's not Mother Nature. That's God's hand. That's God controlling that weather, dictating by the power of Him. So with that, like I'm saying, with all the freedoms that we have, we know it's the best country in the world, the best land to live in. Yeah, but with that comes all this type of jazz. Because of the freedoms we have, these people have the right and the freedoms to do this and to push this agenda. Because if they don't have the right, then we become what? Tyranny, a tyrannical government, a dictatorship. And so for me, I'm not going to lie. I think parts of that is kind of somewhat good. I'm not going to lie. Just because if you want your house, if you want your nation, if you want your city to be in order, if you want it to be in a box, because I'll put it like this. Homeowners association communities or whatever, they have their stuff. They have their stuff in a box where it's a checklist, and you have to abide by that or you can't live there. Right? You can't live there if you cannot abide by these things. There's certain things you can do, certain things you can't do. And I think personally for me, especially since this nation was founded on God, as they say, I think personally there should have been standards all along the whole way. But we let that go, and that's what I mean. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, the freedom thing. It really is. It's a double-edged sword because then somewhere along the way, someone's going to complain about the freedom that they don't have. It's kind of like a love-hate type of thing. Love it, but at the same time hate it. It's very messy. But because of our freedoms, this is what's going on in our society. And yet we are the ones that are, still holding on to God and God principles and things like that. And we're like, well, wait, what about God? Or what about the Bible? Bible's getting pushed out of school. No more prayer. They don't do the Pledge of Allegiance, things like that. That's all being pushed out because guess what? Freedom. That's what freedom did. That's what we all love, right? Like seriously, that's the freedom we all love. And all these things get pushed away because of freedoms. So it's a crazy thing. It's crazy. It's hard sometimes to get behind the freedom, but with it, it's like I'm saying, like we are in trouble. This nation is in trouble, and it's almost hard to say, "Oh, we're the greatest nation in the world." It's almost hard, really, at this point, to say that. Like just being truthful, it is almost hard at this point to say, "Oh, we're the greatest nation." I mean, because even if you have Trump in the White House, you guys, this stuff isn't going away because this is a state by state thing. And I said on the show tonight in the Now with the Fellas that this stuff got put into fast motion when beta male Obama was in the White House. Back in 2015, when he passed it and the whole White House was lit up in rainbow colors, that was the doorway to release this stuff into our nation. And it just rapid warp speed, it took off. And I said it then, folks. I said it then. And I remember saying it to my uncle because my uncle was like, he's agnostic. And I said it to my uncle. I said, soon there's going to be bestiality and pedal stuff happening. And sure enough, we are at a place in our society and in our world where people are defending pedophilia. Maybe not on the mass scale, but with this agenda and this whole LGBTQI and adding all these letters, that's part of it. Bestiality is part of it. And they're making this stuff normal. They're teaching it to children. And it's frustrating and it's very confusing when I see Patriot parents wanting their children back in the school system and they're talking about masks. Oh, I don't want my child to wear a mask, but we want them back in the school. Why in the world do you want your children in the public school when they're teaching this stuff? And then you're complaining about CRT, you're complaining about all the agenda. Well, then pull them out. They don't need to be in school. Make the sacrifice. Just make the sacrifice. It's like seriously, and the colleges are no different. The college, from Christian colleges on down the line, they're no different. They're not no better. All the universities, they're just as much of a mess, if not even more, than the schools. Like, seriously, I'd never take for me personally, I don't want my children to go to college. I don't. I want them to be their own entrepreneurs, figure out their craft, their skills, and to do something. But this stuff is a mess. Anyway, it does get me going. Let me see if Josh will answer the phone real quick. He did call. I don't know if what he's doing. And then I'm going to show you one more clip. We'll see if he answers, because he did call.
What's going on, brother?
Is this like the guy who calls himself Oreo Express?
No, this is his brother, man. Oreo Express died from working too hard.
You ain't working hard. You're like traveling the country. That's what somebody tells me when I go do these type of things. I'm just I'm on vacation. You're on vacation, bro. You're not working.
Isn't it amazing now the haters?
Yeah.
Are you excited? Are you excited? We're coming back to the West Coast.
You're coming back to the West Coast, right? The left coast, bro. Get it right, Josh.
Absolutely, man.
So when do you guys leave? Inform us when you're leaving. What's going on?
Looks like we're leaving on Thursday morning, so the day after tomorrow.
Right.
And we're going to be taking off doing a southern route.
Okay.
And we should be back on the West Coast 8 to 9 days after that.
Okay, 8 to 9 days. And now, is there still like plans up in the air? Are they going to be communicating with like law enforcement and all that jazz? Because I'm sure they're going to the capital of Cali, right? That's probably where they're going, right? To the capital.
Yeah. Actually, the Highway Patrol's been in contact with me already.
Who has?
The Highway Patrol down there. They were one of the officers that issues the permits on the Capitol, so they're well aware we're coming.
They're well aware of Oreo Express. That's who they're well aware of.
Oh no, that guy! Nobody knows that, people, but they know the convoy's coming.
They know the convoy's coming. Okay, so they know the convoy's coming. And what'd they say to you?
Just kind of wanted to get an idea of if I had any good dates or anything, and I just told them the map would be out tomorrow, and it's a guy I work with really well. It's a good person, so it's not like I'm pretty sure they're nervous. I'm sure Gavin Newsom is going to make some decisions that most of us wouldn't agree with as far as an elected leader, stopping freedom of speech. But we've seen that here in D.C.
Right. So the plan is to get to the Capitol somewhere around 10 days from now, whatever, get to the Capitol, plan on staying at the Capitol. I mean, is it going to be different than how DC was? Do you know that? Or is that something that you do know that we're not releasing yet?
I think it's going to be more to raise awareness, to go in partnership. Because I think what we're going to do is there's probably going to be a pretty large rally in California when this happens. I know that I have some other friends in the area that are sending me flyers now for an event on, I believe it's April 10th, which is a Mandate Freedom rally. So I think they're probably going to combine the two or something similar to that where we have. But according to them, and they haven't released all the details, but we will be rallying in Sacramento, and we will also be rallying in Los Angeles because of all the measures that Los Angeles has taken to take away people's rights.
Wow, so it's going to be like a back and forth type of thing, or a period of time in Sacramento and then a period of time in LA type of thing?
I think it's going to be a period. I think it's going to be a period of time, and I think once we, get our point across, there's already talk about some of those things being the bills that they're talking about being pushed off. A lot of folks in California has done a great job contacting their elected officials, and so I think with a strong number, get a couple thousand people at the state capitol, I think that will push it just that much more. And I think what the goal is after this, we're going to come back to the East Coast, but I think we're going to hit state capitals on the way and allow people to rally, get the fire that you've seen when we were on our way over here with the overpasses and the thousands of people each day that were there to greet the truckers and the people and the participants in the People's Convoy.
Right.
So
right.
I think this is going to re-energize everything.
Well, I mean, I hear you talk about going back to D.C. across the country and stopping at different states, but for some reason, I don't know. I think Oregon isn't along the way, so how do we make Oregon a pit stop?
It's a good question. We don't know what's along the way. We're going to get the map later. I mean, I think Oregon is along the way. So here's my prediction, and I could be 100% wrong. I'm a white guy. I usually am.
That's true.
But
you guys, in case you guys don't know, he white.
He white.
He white.
Hey, I was getting ready to make a T-shirt for my website with your picture and put he black.
Hey, please do. I'll get one. Hey, we can both rock it. I'll get one of you say he white.
Oh man, no, but I think because we took the 40 across the country,
right?
It looks like when we leave Thursday, we're going to hit the lower United States. So we're going to hit like Louisiana, South Carolina, places like that. And then I think when we get to California, and they decide to come back to the East Coast, I think they're going to go up the West Coast. This is just my guess, to say Oregon and then Washington, and then shoot across from Washington and hit the upper states.
Nice. Okay. Okay. So once leaving California, once that's kind of settled, go up north, hit the northern states. That'd be good. Because by that time, Josh, by that time all the snow would done melt. Because we're always cold up here in the north. Idaho and Montana, snow, all that. So by that time the snow would be done melting. So that might be good.
Yeah, I think we're kind of used to the cold
I know
weather.
You guys are. I know. I'm
ready.
Go ahead.
I'm ready for him to take this thing to Florida.
Ooh, well, you don't need to go to Florida. Why do you need to go to Florida for? Santa's has
beaches
that thing.
And warm weather.
I know what you're trying to do in Florida, Josh.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you have a full-time gig now, bro.
I guess so. I mean, geez, I haven't been home in 35 days.
Right. I mean, and then you're coming back here, and then probably, I assume, that you're going to fly across not fly across the country, but travel with them back to D.C. then.
Yeah, I want to try to kidnap a friend of mine named Quincy as well.
You might have me by that time, and I'll talk to you off air about that, but you might have me by that time, bro.
Oh, I know, but I'm actually praying for that because that's how we move forward.
Yeah, it's true. I know.
God works in mysterious ways, man.
Amen to that, bro. Amen to that. Yes, he does. So, well, no, I plan on getting down there definitely for the Sacramento thing, and then, we'll see where the chips fall after that in regards to going back east with you. But definitely going to get down there for the Sacramento or LA, one of the two. But I want to land in Sacramento when y'all get there for that rally that you're talking about. So
absolutely, man. Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
Yep.
I'll keep you posted daily. Like when I get information, like right now we kind of have a little bit, but the map isn't totally released.
Right.
But I think it's going to re-energize, you had a few people that weren't upset and all those people were on the East Coast, and I get it. They don't want us to leave. We're making noise over here. We're in their backyard. They want Patriots in their backyard. They're outnumbered.
Yep.
And so you had some people that were a little upset. And then, of course, we have the infiltrators you guys constantly see online doing just trying to destroy a movement. And people, go online and you think about this. Imagine a movement that truly moves around the state, exposing these bills and the assembly bills and the Senate bills and everything else. Because I had so many emails. I'm getting like 80 emails a day because that's how interested people are.
Right.
And they're like, I live in California. I had no idea this bill was being passed, this and that. It's waking up because usually, as you know, us activists know about everything going on.
Right.
Our active friends know about everything going on. Our coworkers, our people at the grocery store don't have the slightest clue.
Right, and there's actually a lot of bills with that, and there's like 10 bills that they're trying to vote on, isn't there?
Yes, 10 bills. I heard one of them. I got to look this up, but I heard one of the ones. I think it was like 1193. Because of pressure and because of people putting pressure on, has been either delayed or wiped out. But yeah, there is so many things that take away especially in California, we know they love taking away our parental abilities.
Right.
And so some of the bills have to do with that, like our kids being able to go to school, get a jab without us ever knowing at like a real young age. I mean, it's just sickening. It's absolute child abuse.
Yep. And you guys heard Josh. You guys see, he's a true live streamer, you guys. He knows what's up. He knows the rules to social media. He said jab. So anybody out there, when the live streamers come to your event and stream, understand that we are on platforms and there are rules, unfortunately, to these platforms, or we get taken down. So Josh he knows the lingo. He knows what's up. So I just want to throw that out there because I did hear you say jab, bro.
Yes, sir. We gotta watch our P's and Q's. People say we're part of the censorship when we do that. The only way for us to get that out to the masses and for these people to actually see what we're doing is for us to mind our P's and Q's. Because I can guarantee it right now that the two platforms that are the most strict is Facebook and YouTube. Right now, you probably have the most watchers on those two platforms because they refuse to walk away from communism.
Exactly.
And actually go to a platform like Rumble where we need them.
Yep. And it's taken forever for Rumble to grow. I mean, for me it is, and I don't know how it's been for you, but yeah, I mean, everybody says, go to Rumble, go do this, and people don't leave because people are used to their platforms. I mean, truthfully, that's what it is.
I get it. I love the way Facebook was created. I love that, but now, you got Truth Social out, you got Getter and a few others. As soon as those start getting a little better and a little bit more friendly and updated, I think YouTube and Facebook's going to be kicking themselves.
Yeah, I think so too. Once things get tightened up, I agree. What I'll do is I'll give you a call tomorrow, or shoot me up or whatever when you guys are headed out, or what. You guys are leaving Thursday, right, or tomorrow?
Thursday.
Thursday.
We're
Okay.
leaving in the morning. Probably, I'm guessing they want to get gas, so we probably won't get out of here till about 11.
Right.
And where's our stop, guys? Charlotte. So we'll be in Charlotte, not Charlottesville. Don't get no ideas left. Charlotte.
Yes. Joe Keir is offering you a free hotel room. I don't know where he's offering it at, Josh, but he's offering you a free hotel room. So
I'll be there, man. Every little bit helps. That's the great thing about this community, and you know this, Quincy. The viewers out there and the people that are concerned and looking for hope, they want real media out there, which is people like me and you, and they're putting their money where their mouth is, and it's incredible because it's allowing us to bring that. It's allowed you to fly out here, and it's going to allow you to come back out here, and that's the kind of support we need because we don't have the big pharma sponsorship dollars.
We don't. So the guy Joe lives in Tennessee, so I don't know if you guys are going that route, but if you do, he wants to bless you with a hotel room. So.
Right on. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, man. And we'll know the route any minute now. Like I am literally sitting in front of the laptop. It's 11:55 here.
Yep.
And they announced some of the route and what we're doing, but the actual map. And I know people are dying for that map because they want to take days off. They want to pull their kid out of school so they can go to that overpass and support these people in the People's Convoy.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I appreciate you answering, bro, and I'll definitely give you a call tomorrow. We stay in touch anyway, so I just had to bring you on.
I'll be praying for you that you can make it out here, and God bless you and your family.
All right, my guy. I'll see you soon, okay, Josh?
All right, brother. Be good.
You too.
Right.
So that's cool. I saw that he called, so I just wanted to bring him on real quick for a minute. So yeah, I'll get down to Sacramento. And again, if you guys want to help, onamericanstreets.com/donate. onamericanstreets.com/donate. That's where you guys can find all the links. You have to do that though, /donate. So I'm going to play this last video. It's going to let me go over a little bit, but it's fine. So this last thing I got to show you guys, there's a few different things in it that kind of gets me heated, but it's all good. All good. So what would you do? What would you do if you were on a plane, right? Yeah, this is going to be a plane story. If you're on a plane and you see two people going at it, right? Most people nowadays, here's the thing about things nowadays. Most people stay out of people's business, right? For the most part, if people are arguing, if people are getting into something, people stay out of people's business. But now you're on a plane and it's cramped quarters and everybody's kind of like just right next to each other. And sometimes you might have your wife, you might have your husband, whatever, and your wife is in the middle of something, or your husband is in the middle of something with somebody. And it's really rare. It's not like this common thing. I mean, it looks common because people are recording things nowadays, so everything is like, oh, it's all this is happening. But it's really not that common if you think about it. Well, this guy was wearing a Trump shirt on a plane. And guess what? He did not get kicked off the plane. Believe it or not, he did not get kicked off the plane. And I'm sure all of you guys are like, what? But there's a few things in this video I want you to notice, right? In regards to this whole thing. This is, like I said, this kind of gets me, but I'm going to play it.
She has called me names and insulted me just for sitting down in the seat, saying that I came here to celebrate today.
Is there going to be a problem? No, I would like for him to change seats with someone. No, I'm going to get somebody. Well, you don't have that right, so I will get somebody to talk.
Okay, first of all, if you guys notice, none of the people on this airplane are wearing masks. So I don't know where this airplane is at. Oh, and quick reminder, because I don't know if they showed it or not. The lady speaking is from Portland. The lady who's triggered is from Portland. All right, let's get back to it. I had to throw that in there because that's the big piece to it. I gotta find the lady, and I gotta find this kid. You'll see it. So.
Pretend you have the moral high.
So here's it. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh. So here's this lady, right? Here's this lady talking to this guy who's wearing a Trump stuff. Okay, she's in the middle. You see this person over here? So here she's talking to this guy. You see this guy right here. Wait for it.
But you put that man's finger on the meat of your butt. That man doesn't believe in climate change. Do you believe in gravity? Did you know gravity is just a theory?
Pay attention to him. You see he's holding his heart, right? He's holding his heart right there. Okay? Just wait for it.
I'm going to have to take him off this man right there. I paid for this seat and I'm sitting. He is in my space.
He's in my space.
Oh, she's causing hostilities.
Oh my God.
I'm going home. My mother-in-law, his mother, died. And you had to be here. I'm going home. There is no way I'm getting off this plane. Fine, I'll be quiet. I'll just drink. I've talked to Kathy. I'm going to be in my own bed tonight after being at my mother-in-law's.
Unfortunately, not on this point. We can get your people for something else. See what else we have back in.
My husband lost his mother. Have some respect.
And I'm terribly sorry for that, but that does not give you the right to treat people the way you treat them.
What if we trade seats and she quiets down? How would that be?
Honestly, at this point, the captain is already getting called. It's no longer.
The captain doesn't know shit. He's still on one yard.
Let's try that.
Please ask him again if we settle down, if that can be okay.
My husband lost his mother. Sorry. My husband lost his mother. Have some respect.
Yo, he's not having heart issues, you guys. That's not what's happening there, okay?
What if we trade seats and she quiets down? How would that be?
Did you hear that? He's not having heart issues.
Honestly, at this point, the captain
Oh my God, this lady's gonna get thrown off the flight.
He's doing what y'all said. Please ask him again if we settle down, is that going to be okay?
Do you guys hear what? Oh my gosh. Michael 777 says wife issues. If he hasn't said nothing the whole time, he hasn't said one word except for talking to him politely, talking to the stewardess. He's holding himself like he. Exactly, dog. Just wait. So.
Man, we're waiting on you.
I'm American. You're a citizen. USA! USA! Does mean I get a whole row to myself? You earned it. Another Facebook moment.
You're buying drinks.
So, I don't know. I want to find who they were. I want to find that lady. So, Dog on a Hog on YouTube, right? He nailed it. So, some of you guys were saying the husband is having heart issues. No, the husband was not having heart issues. I guarantee it. Where is it at? Dog on a Hog on YouTube says he's assuming a defense posture. He knows she's wrong, and that's exactly what he was doing. That wicked woman has gone off on her husband. That's exactly what he was doing. Because you could tell in his demeanor, you could tell in his communication with the steward, the employees. That woman has probably assaulted him, probably has cussed him out up and down. If he would have said something, his head would have been to the back of the plane. That's exactly what was going on with her husband. That's a complete Jezebel type of spirit that woman has. You saw her turn to every single person on that plane, have a smart lip, talk back to everybody. That's exactly what was going on with that husband. He's like, I can't say nothing. You saw that he didn't address her. He didn't say anywhere like, honey, calm down. It's okay. He didn't say nothing to her. There's a reason why he didn't say anything to her. You're talking about your husband is next to you, right? You're going off. There's a reason why the man didn't say anything to her. There's a reason for that. It wasn't a heart issue. He's doing like this, like Dog on a Hog, you said. It's a defense thing. He completely humiliated, embarrassed. He don't have any respect from the woman. She don't respect him. They probably hate each other. That's why he didn't say anything. What room does he have to say anything? You think she's going to listen to him? You think that woman there is going to listen to her husband? Probably not. And that's exactly why he didn't say nothing. Yeah, because at first you didn't know. No one knew at first. Then he kind of, when she said my husband, I was like, whoa. But that's exactly why he didn't say anything. It's not because of whatever they have is jacked up. But the whole situation was cool, obviously, for the guy wearing the Trump stuff. But it was just so many things to point out, and I don't know how old it was or when it was posted. I just see it was 10 hours ago, but somebody said it was like 2 years ago. I don't know if it was or not. But I mean, maybe it was because nobody was wearing a mask, obviously. So it had to have been pre-pandemic. And that's the thing, because and it's funny because if nowadays, that whole type of thing it's always been interesting in regards to where we are at in culture and society and women and men and women doing that, and women being more vocal toward their spouses or their boyfriends or whatever, and doing things in public. And then if a man does something, you know, most men are like, oh, you can't put your hands on a woman. And so there's so many dynamics to things nowadays, which makes it difficult because people don't know their proper place, don't abide by their what we are. I mean, there is male and female, and we are different. There is a natural order to things, and people don't like that. Really, a lot of people don't like that. I mean, it's easy to say that we do, but when it comes down to it and rubber meets the road, people actually don't like those type of roles in that type of structure. You know, men end up catering and you know, falling to the wife. Wife ends up being this way or opposite. I mean, there's so many things. Like it's crazy. You know, men nowadays, men don't want to work. They want to stay at home and be a stay-at-home person. And the wife is working. You know, and I mean, I get with the economy, sometimes both people have to work and all that type of jazz. But, you know, for old school tradition, it was a man going to work, a woman staying home. And nowadays, things are reversed, where a man is staying home and a woman's working. Or it's all sorts of just jacked up stuff. It's all backwards. You know, people don't, you know, and then you have people come from broken homes where they didn't have either like a strong marriage where people were good examples and could show the man how to be a man or the woman how to be a woman, and the whole submission stuff and things like that. People don't like that type of jazz, you know, because we see society, we watch movies and we see things, we read novels, romance novels, and we think of this, we think of that, and this is how it should be, and communication skills or not skills, and there's so much stuff, you know, there is so much stuff. But that was a trip for me. And then like I said, I saw some of you guys writing comments about him holding his heart, and it was like, that's not why he was holding his heart, folks. It was definitely that, because there was a big wall between the two of them. But anywho, I think that's about a wrap for me for tonight. Won't be on tomorrow night. Be back Thursday night. Again, this weekend, I wish I could find the flyer, and I can't find the flyer so I could show you guys. Let me see if it's around anywhere, so I can show you guys where I will be this weekend. Let's see. This might be it. No, that's not it. 2 days, 9 hours. So Friday and Saturday, I will be there streaming live for you guys. And if you guys have questions you want, because I'll be interviewing people, so if you guys want questions to ask any of the folks, let me know. I can't super chat yet on the backup channel. I could go to the main page, and if you guys want to do super chats that way to get your questions answered, I could do that way. Why isn't it going back? There it goes. I'm trying to find. Let me see images. Maybe that will pop up. No, that's not it either. Anyway, it's going to be like Clay Clark, Pastor Mark Burns. Who else is going to be there? I think General Flynn, Michael Flynn will be there. Who else will be there? Michael Flynn. I think Roger Stone. I mean, according to what's on the flyer. Now, if they show up, they show up. I don't know if they're going to actually show up, some of these people. I don't know. I mean, they're on the flyer, so they should show up. But I'm not seeing the flyer, so I can show you guys. Anyway, I'm not seeing the flyer. But anyway, that's Friday and Saturday. So Friday, I'll be there Friday, and then Saturday. So 2 days of the Reawakening Conference, the tour. I will be there, hopefully interviewing people. So you guys, make sure you guys tune in on Friday. That'll be an early morning, and then, of course, Saturday. So that's the agenda for the weekend where I'll be. So again, anything is appreciated, whatever you guys want to do, because again, like Josh was saying, we are completely funded by you guys. Like, that's how we do stuff, whether it's gas, a little bit of food while we're on the road, whatever. It's completely funded by you guys, because we don't have the big billionaires behind us. So, all right, you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in, of course, as always. And you guys have a blessed night. I will see you Thursday. All right, you guys, good night.
Praise Jesus. BCP. Proud of your boy. It's BCP. Keep preaching. It's BCP. Black conservative preacher. Who's he? It's BCP. Black conservative preacher. Praise Jesus. It's BCP. Black conservative preacher. Proud of your boy. It's BCP. Black conservative preacher. You just tuned in to the #1 black conservative preacher. It's BCP. Come on. He is glad to meet you. Pull up a seat, get ready for the show. Preach about to bring it to you. He don't bring us no scraps, facts from the front line. Live feeds it to you. He ain't never scared. Preaches everywhere. Well, wherever the action is. You know we are all on the fascist list. And you'll preach, you got all the cameras lit. He stays focused, no hocus pocus. In the rain and snow, he's filming. A man of God, views from the far right side, and he's in the building. It's BCP, black conservative preacher. Who's he? It's BCP, black conservative preacher. Praise Jesus. It's BCP, black conservative preacher. Proud of your boy. It's BCP, black conservative preacher. He puts the Bible before anything. He chooses Jesus over any king. He don't rely on no fake news or the made up stories or the hateful views. BCP, he brings us the facts. Black conservative will put him on blast. It's a shame how they try to blame us. You could be black and they'll still call you racist. Patriots wild, they'll never tame us. Welcome, now we're all in the matrix. Proud of your boy, preaching, keep preaching. Let's wake up the sheep from all their sleep. It's BCP, black conservative preacher. Who's he? It's BCP, black conservative preacher. Praise Jesus. It's BCP, black conservative preacher. Proud of your boy. It's BCP, black conservative preacher.